Live Laugh Stuck is a self-indulgent podcast featuring a heart player encouraging you to be self-indulgent too. Welcome home. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Live Laugh Stuck. We are on another episode of Yacks, still with the Positive Community series. This time we're talking about how to create a positive culture. If you have a suggestion for a positive community topic, a Yacks topic, or something else, join my Discord and submit to my anonymous suggestion boxes, or shoot me a curious cat, both linked in the show notes. Now, I might have talked about this on a previous positive community episode, but there aren't a whole lot of articles about creating positive fandom spaces, so I'm repurposing articles focusing on work and school environments. There's definitely a lot of overlap, but just something to keep in mind if you decide to check out my references below. So what can we do as a primarily internet-based fandom to create a positive fandom space? A really easy way is something we do a lot of already, but could definitely stand to improve on. Expressing your appreciation for others. This mostly comes about in Ask Memes, Fix Suggestions, and comments on art, videos, and other produced content. Showing your appreciation for fan works and individual people not only inherently creates a positive vibe in whatever space you're in, but also makes people feel valued and raises the overall morale of the fandom. I often hear from demoralized creators or even just people trying to participate in the fandom that nothing they do seems to leave an impact or gain traction. While your relationship with external validation is definitely one that needs to be regularly examined as it can easily turn unhealthy, people are more likely to continue engaging and creating if people help them feel like they're not shouting into the void. Some easy ways to do this is posting about the projects or people on social media. Make lists of the top 5 fanfics you've read that week or month. Retweet or reblog artists you love. On Twitter, maybe use the Twitter feature lists to create lists specifically about people or projects you enjoy. I know I was put on one that was for inspiring other and stuff like that, and it's definitely a boost. You can also leave kudos and likes and especially comments on things you like. If comments are stressful to think of, you can say something like, "Here's a second kudo," or "Thanks for making this." You don't have to leave any sort of in-depth review. Every little encouragement counts. Some people have also made accounts specifically to promote creators. This is all Twitter-centric, so please send me links to people who might be doing similar things elsewhere. The 3 Twitter accounts I noticed are RT Homestuck, which retweets all art tagged with Homestuck. Then there's HS Fan Projects, which retweets all fan projects it can find and encourages you to DM them yours. And HSVA Projects, which promotes Homestuck voice acting projects. There are many more ways to share your appreciation, and what goes around comes around, so start tossing out positivity. If we create a culture in which we encourage displays of appreciation, it will also encourage a culture of positive thinking and innovation. People will seek out new ways to engage with their community, like the promotion accounts I just mentioned, or SawCon, the first online Homestuck convention that took place last summer. However, positive environments are almost impossible to maintain if we're not proactively trying to create a safe and civil environment as well. Negative trends and personalities will crop up in every community, so we need to make it clear that needless negativity is not welcome and disengage with people or platforms that promote it. To make sure we're starting from a good place, we need to welcome and respect a wide range of ideas and opinions from a wide range of people. Now, here's my disclaimer that I am speaking generally, and of course there are very bad ideas out there trying to be made mainstream in online circles, but I'm coming at this series primarily thinking of character interpretations rather than things that can, at the very least, get you banned from Twitter. Back to the topic at hand. I think that while the fandom has grown more diverse and the ideas have grown more diverse in the sense that they are less default white and cishet, I think we still have a problem of latching on to specific character interpretations and dismissing those that don't fall in line. While of course we have no obligation to promote ideas and opinions or interpretations that don't vibe with us, I think we could get better at not taking to social media to call those ideas out as cringy or weird or bad, and instead appreciate how many different perspectives and lenses you can use to view Homestuck through. While we're doing that, we should also do our best to boost ideas from all places, rather than just from larger accounts or only from certain social media sites. This is more difficult because those are inherently harder to find without taking the time to do a lot of searching, but I think it's worth it if you're able to. However, as much as we'd like to leave all the negativity behind, and we should do our best to do that, part of being in a community and creating a positive environment is learning how to deal with the negative aspects that inevitably pop up. I went a bit into the disagreement side of things the last Yacks episode, so this will be more of a general overview. Like I said before, if there are people who regularly bring a negative or even harmful presence, making it clear that that behavior is not welcome and disengaging if they remain negative is the best approach. However, not all conflict in communities come from bad faith actors, and even the best of friends can get into heated disagreements. We may notice unhealthy trends pop up in the fandom, like accusations of wrongdoing without sources, arguments based on bias and knee-jerk reaction rather than for what is actually happening, falling into us versus them mindsets, etc. When we see things like this happening on a community-wide scale, it can be helpful to think of it as an opportunity rather than an issue. What can we learn about ourselves and our priorities from this? What brought us to such a heated point? What do the sides have in common, or what good notions can we extract from this? How can we avoid this in the future? What can we learn to do better going forward? Thinking through those questions and more should prompt us to use and develop our emotional intelligence, both to check and see how the people involved might be thinking to better relate to them, but also to check in with yourself. It's important to monitor your emotions and reactions and where they come from, rather than jumping in with your initial feelings. Ultimately, if you want to encourage a positive environment, you've got to lead by example, whether you're an actual community leader, as defined in the first Yacks episode, or a small-time fan. After all, we're together because we have at least two things in common. We love Homestuck and/or its extended universe, and we want to share that love with others. Again, this is not a comprehensive list on how to create a positive community. There are always going to be more ways, and I hope to delve into different parts of positive communities later on, and more hazards will fall into, especially focusing on internet communities, which has its own special set of issues. As always, thank you for listening, and I will see you all next week. This podcast's theme is Dirty Dirt Kitty and was created by Domi, who can be found on SoundCloud as Domino Thief. Shout out to my regulars and up on Patreon, Space Arby's. To become a patron and get episodes up to 5 days early, along with many other benefits, including but not limited to access to bloopers and original writing, physical merch, and the opportunity to get your questions and comments on the show, go to patreon.com/sociallyanxiousdragon and sign up for as little as $1 a month. You can find links to that and more in the episode's description, on the podcast's Twitter, Live Laugh Stuck, or on livelaughstuck.com. Please remember to rate this podcast on your app of choice and share with your friends. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to be a little selfish.